Dear friends, in this video, I'm trying to explain a new data mining tool for PubMed database known as Quinsite platform. This artificial intelligence based Quinsite platform could help us to dig out our search results within the PubMed more precisely. As all of us know, PubMed is a database of 30 million healthcare articles, and it is an immense problem for everyone to read through all those articles that are pulled out by a mesh term in PubMed database search. To make use of this effort and search within PubMed database, this artificial intelligence based platform will help us to get the most out of the PubMed database. I mean that more focused literature search can happen automatically, and also for our convenience it groups up into different categorical folders and place it in such a way that we will be able to scrutinize each one of them very easily. At the end of this video, you will be able to identify the scope of the new artificial intelligence based data mining. Understand the importance of concept, trend and clouds. Appreciate the advantages and disadvantages of the software Quinsite by Quidsolve. The website where you can get an access to this artificial intelligence based data mining tool is this www.quidsolve-search.info. When you click into this Quidsolve page, the home page of the Quinsite platform appears. This is the dashboard. As you see in a PubMed database search or any search engine for literature search, you can see here an area where you can give the key terms. It is different from that of the PubMed term. Usually we call it as mesh in PubMed database search, but here it is power term. And you also have other options of inputting the author names, journals or magazines, or even your affiliations and assignees. Because assignees comes here because this particular search engine will also pull patent documents. Now on the left hand side of the dashboard, you see, or search engine page, you see that you can have some filters. For example, timed filter, publication time period, and when you use a keyword, the results that will pop up will be like focused results and broader results. Also, you can see that a small save button appearing in each of the opposite to each of the search results, that it shows that this article is available for download. You also have a my library facility within the search engine. So when you are registered with this, and when you every time you make a search, you can just click and save it into the library that it provides. Same to what it happens in the PubMed database search. The same search page is split up into two, and this second slide, the other half of the search page is shown. If you look at the left hand panel, you can see that depending upon the publication type, you can isolate or search the articles in the PubMed. There are many options like journal articles, patents, HQ guidelines, NBI grants, etc. Apart from that, you can add also containing terms or not containing. If you look into these two things, it is similar to that of the Boolean operators and not. When you come down little, you also have negative articles. Details on negative articles can be included in your search with a click of a button. The search can exclude negative articles, negative reports, or show only negative reports, which is not available in PubMed database search. And then comes the most important part, the artificial intelligence part, that all the search results are grouped under these three categories or three special divisions in the search, namely the category map, the concept cloud, and the concept trends. Let us see one by one. First, the category map. So when the key term or say the power term in this QuinSight program, QuinSight search engine is used, it has categorized the searched articles, the collected articles within the PubMed database into 4 categories. The first one is anatomy. So if you look into this category map, you can say anatomically oriented systems, is given, and the squares and the colors are categorized for each of the domains in which those articles were found. For example, digestive system, urogenital system, respiratory system, endocrine system, eye and ear. You can see that the number of articles restricted to the region of digestive system and the number of articles restricted to the ear. You can see them how many number of articles was grouped into these sections. So as just by looking at the size of the large square or the rectangle, you can understand that most of the articles published were grouped under digestive system. It was exploring one or the other part of the digestive system, and the second most largest is respiratory system, urogenital system, and then your nervous system, and then comes your respiratory system. So what you can understand is that which anatomical part of the human body was researched most for the key term. Key term used here is dengue hemorrhagic fever. So you also can understand which part of the human body was least looked into in association with the keyword that you are given. So in general, the number of articles that are published in PubMed database was mostly focusing on primarily the digestive system, secondary the urogenital, and then your nervous system. So you can understand which part of the system is unexplored. So this will help a beginner in research or a postgraduate to focus into the region where the exploration has happened very little. Now the other advantage is that larger the size of the square or the box here, larger number of articles is what is fitting into it. So you can understand that region has more number of reference articles than any other area in the anatomy. Now the next is when you click on one of these areas in the search engine tool, it will lead to the next page, which I'll show in the next slide. When the category map digestive system was clicked, you can understand how the articles that are exploring the association between hemorrhagic fever and digestive system, within digestive system, how much different groups can be formed is seen here now. So each and every one of the largest scope of anatomical part, when clicked, will give you further split up of articles. For example, here it is digestive system. When I click, it gives me lot of information on liver. It shows that the PubMed articles, the number of PubMed articles that are associating the hemorrhagic fever, dengue fever with that of the liver is more than the other regions of the digestive system. Similarly, you can see here in urogenital system, most of the articles are related to kidney directly, and some or few articles when compared to kidney is relating with genitals. So each and every larger category in the anatomical system can be further explored by just clicking the button. So what it gives is that it will be very difficult for us to make a search in PubMed database directly and read all those articles and then categorizing it into groups. So it is very difficult. But here, this artificial intelligence tool, based upon your power term or the search engine keywords, groups up into anatomical regions, groups all the articles that falls under your keyword into different anatomical regions, and within that anatomical regions of the human body, it splits up further and group them into smaller groups. So now the groups, depending upon the size of the groups, as it is reflected in the size of the squares or the boxes you see here, you can understand which part of the system is much explored, and also you can say which part of the articles you want as a reference from the PubMed database. You need not, for example, if you want to give an association, you want to work on the association between dengue fever and liver, you can just click on the liver region of this categorical map, and you can pull out only that articles that are very much related to the hemorrhagic fever and the liver. You need not, you can exclude the other regions. For example, all other regions, all other system related articles you can exclude, which it is not possible for you to do in PubMed database search. The second categorical mapping of the search results, apart from the anatomy which we have dealt earlier, is this practice area. So this artificial intelligence tool will also split up your search results based upon practice area. For example, medical, dental and biotechnology, 3 groups are there. You can see the entire page is occupied medical and little in dental and little more in biotechnology. What does it mean? The number of articles published on this keyword dengue hemorrhagic fever is associated with medical related publications, majority, and little from the dental practice area, and very little from the biotechnology area. So you can understand, depending upon the domain you are belonging to, you can focus. For example, suppose if you are a dentist, you can just click the dental group of publication and you can understand how many articles in PubMed has been associated with dental science. Or if you are biotechnologists, you can see that those little number of articles published are saved in PubMed database, and thereby domain based or practice area based articles can be isolated easily for such a single keyword that you can give us a power term here in this data mining tool. The another category that the data mining tool gives is industry, whether it is biotechnology industry, organization, healthcare delivery, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, or even healthcare support. So those articles that are found in PubMed database search, okay, which is categorized under this industry based, will help those searching person, the person who is searching literature in PubMed for a particular key term or particular disease, can easily use this and find out in which domain it is working. These articles are grouped into. For example, if I am a pharmaceutical person, I don't want to look into those articles that will pop up under biotechnology or healthcare delivery or something like that. So depending upon the domain of the job or domain of the industry, you can narrow down your search very easily from those millions of articles in the PubMed database for the keyword that you are given into the industry specific groups of articles. So this categorization is very difficult in PubMed database, but here it is artificial intelligence based. Now the third category is disease severity. First is anatomy, second is industry, third is practice area, and fourth is now the disease severity. So disease severity, you can understand, for example, in this period of lockdown, COVID lockdown, you can understand what severity of the disease the people are working with, whether it is at the end stage of the disease, or it is in the tertiary stage, or it is in the acute stage, or chronic stage, or something like that. Every disease has some phases for its severity. So depending upon which area you want to work, whether you want to work at the end stage of the disease or in the beginning or in between, you can identify those articles published in the PubMed database, and to that extent you can say that yes, here with the dengue hemorrhagic fever, most of the articles in PubMed that is present is belonging to the severity extreme or say the chronic conditions of the disease dengue hemorrhagic fever. So in which phase of the disease you are working, if you could decide well before you are beginning of the research, and you need those articles that are relevant to that disease and that disease severity, then you can easily get this grouped articles under the disease severity. This is one another feature which you will not be able to do it in PubMed database search, because database search, PubMed search engine will give you the list of articles that has the keywords. It will never group it into this kind of industry or practice area or anatomical system based or even disease severity based groups. So if at all you want to categorize them, you have to go through all those articles, thousands and thousands of articles, and with your much of time involvement you have to do it, which will be of no use at the end of the time. End of the period, end of the entire process, you will be able to see that the very minimal articles are included, or many articles by mistake would have excluded. So here this is not a problem. The artificial intelligence does everything for you, that you can immediately plunge into the group of articles that you are planning to work in that domain. For example, any disease, you can see how many articles are present in that severity of the disease, which industry is working, which group of anatomical articles are there, etc. So this data mining tool will help you to narrow down your search depending upon the anatomical region, depending upon the practice area, depending upon the severity of the disease, and depending upon the industry. So it's very, very easy, very, very helpful for a beginner or a postgraduate or a PhD person, PhD scholar, to find out how many articles are present, in his area of research, or somebody who wants to plan for an article, plan for a research project, also can utilize this tool to understand which area is vacant, where there is a lacuna, more lacuna is present, which area, which industry is looking out, where the industries are working on in that particular disease, etc. So I felt that this is such a beautiful tool for a person, for a researcher. Even before he starts up a research, he can use this. During research, he can use this, and even for literature review and literature discussion, writing discussion part in the research article, he can use this. One another feature of this data mining tool is that it will also pick up those articles which are not published in journals, but by the government organizations, by the pricing authority, by the insurance agencies, and even by the news articles, which will not be very much appreciated in the PubMed database search. So here, this data mining tool will help you even further to get into the latest of the latest articles, news articles especially, so that you are not going to miss any detail of that is associated with the term that you are searching. So this is one beautiful feature of this QuinSight platform. After the category map, it is this concept trends that is very beautiful to help us to identify where we are in our research. It can also help us to identify where to focus our research. Look at the size of the terms here. Dengue fever. It has been used. It is the similar keywords have been picked up, like infectious disease, dengue virus, dengue patient, so on. So this concept trend, what does it mean is that what it refers to is here is depending upon the size of the keyword that you are seeing, the number of articles is huge in number in PubMed database. So every one of the letters can be used with a cursor to pop up, and you can just click to get you to the articles that are in the PubMed database grouped under this keyword. So it's one of the very important feature, a very interesting feature, that apart from categorical grouping of the articles that you make a search in the PubMed, this concept trend is also a new thing. The third artificial intelligence tool in the PubMed data mining tool Quinsight is the concept clouds. Similar to concept trend, here small spherical bubbles are there. Each bubble will pop up if you move your cursor over it, and if you click it, it will take you to all those articles grouped under this particular bubble. Bubbles refer here, for example, the blue lines gives you the disease severity, and you can see that in the periphery of the entire concept cloud you have smaller rounds in blue, which means that all those are clinical trials, and the red refers to disease severity, working on disease severity. And larger the bubble, you can understand that they have the larger number of collection of articles with regard to the keyword that you have used. So instead of getting into the PubMed database search, taking all the articles into a computer or a printed version and then read it all one by one, and then grouping or categorizing them into different groups, it's a Herculean task. It may need years together to do that. For example, you give a keyword like dengue hemorrhagic fever, and you get 11,000 articles or 12,000 articles in PubMed database. Imagine how much of time you need to read through, how much of time you need to categorize them, how much of human error will happen, and how much time it will be needed to read all those articles. It is very, very difficult, extremely difficult job. But this PubMed data mining tool will give you those things very easily within a click of a button. So this concept cloud is one of the features that I like it most. For the same keyword or say power term in the Quinsight platform, you can see that two more keywords have added, stomach and show only negatives. This is one important feature of this PubMed data mining tool Quinsight. Why I say is that usually negative results or negative reports are not published. People have a fear of articles getting rejected when a negative report is made on a drug or in a disease. But I will suggest that these negative reports are very valuable, especially in large scale, large funded projects, which might lose all its credibility when the research ends in a negative result. Now, there are many journals that publish negative results, and even PubMed has started accepting, PubMed journals have started accepting negative reports. In that case, the importance of negative reports are very valuable for the scientific community to understand if their work is going in the right direction. In PubMed database, you will not be able to get negative results unless it is reflected in the title of that particular article published. But here, you can just with a click of a button, you can understand how many negative reports are available for that particular keyword that you have used. For example, here it is 7 completely negative focused results and 75 broader results. So it will be very easy for you to go through the selected 7 results alone and conclude, okay, my research is going to be planned not in this negative reporting style, but it is in the positive style. It need not be biased, but you can also see what has gone wrong in their research, or what part of research has been reported negative. So you need not drive in that same way to get a negative results. Instead, you can work on something constructive, more constructive than ending up with a negative results. I don't mean that it should be a positive result, but it can be directed. The entire research process can be directed towards a better area. So this feature is very, very essential for any researcher, especially who are using a large amount of funded money to do a research. In this search engine search result page, I have used my author name for the search, and it was picking up all those articles in the PubMed that is associated with this author. So as you have the same feature in the PubMed database search, PubMed search engine, here also you have author based search, journal based search, or even affiliation or assignee based search. Very important to note that all those patents also will be popped up here. So which is not happening in PubMed database search. Finally, everybody wanted to understand the advantages and disadvantages of this artificial intelligence based data mining tool. I have grouped up some advantages and disadvantages, more and more features being added into the data mining tool, and more newer versions are come that might change. Advantages I found it to be is it saves a lot of time and energy for any researcher who uses PubMed database to search articles for his research and categorize them and group them into different categories. The disadvantage is that it is completely paid subscription, but you will be given 30 days trial version within which you can search the entire PubMed database, collect those articles in different categories, and you can narrow down your research topic. Contents are very much filtered. It is filtered with period of publication, name based, negative cases, etc. etc. PubMed search engine could give you only the search results. Filtered options are there, but not to that extent of this as you see in this QInsight platform. Data is pooled and stored. Category maps is very, very essential and very, very needy tool for any researcher before he swims in the ocean of millions of articles. It cannot be complete at all if you are using a PubMed database search. And concept cloud trend identifies the lacuna. Your research question can be answered very narrow down to those articles that you wanted from that particular region of the body, disease severity, or industry based. Saved searches is one another advantage that you can revisit them anytime. In negative reports, it is very, very essential that these reports can be pulled with ease in this tool. And yes, grants, patents, the current scenario can be of the particular research in this particular topic can be appreciated. Trial version gives you over 30 days. If it is 100% utilized, I bet that the researcher will be very, very happy to have his research question narrowed down to say that there is no such question answered in the entire PubMed database search without scrutinizing millions of articles one by one, rather group them by this artificial intelligence data mining tool and then look into all those articles under those category and proclaim that yes, my research question is very, very unique and novel. And the tool is little costly, but within this time period of trial version, I believe a researcher can identify his topic, narrow down his research area. He can very much focus into the research and the novel question can be raised. Identifying lacuna or To proclaim that the lacuna is novel and not answered, it is very essential to apply this data mining tool. This artificial intelligence based PubMed data mining tool is present in the quicksolvesearch.info, where you can see even more data mining search tools there, and especially what is described here is Quinsight platform. So you can log into this page and collect the information, more information on the software. You can download, install and run the search engine for your research. All the best. So dear friends, this search engine tool, which is artificial intelligence based, was not available when I started my research career. Very long discussions with the mentor or this research supervisor, printing of lot of articles, piling up of so many articles, and then no time to read, very difficult to identify the area in which it is working. All was a problem for any researcher like me to identify the lacuna and to understand if the direction of the research is correct. Now, every article in PubMed database cannot be read and cannot be concluded. It's very difficult for a single person to work on large number of articles and then derive a result or derive a lacuna. But this artificial intelligence tool help us to narrow down the topic on which we have to work. It also help us to work how many other people, other industries or other practice area people are working on this. How many published? How much is the volume of publication? How much of the people working on it? And the size of the scope in that particular region can be easily understood by just clicking a button. This tool is so amazing that every postgraduate, every researcher should give a try. And I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching this video, and if you find this interesting, please share it with your colleagues and postgraduates. Thank you all.